What's going on, Final fans? It's the Warrior of Hype, and I told you we weren't going to leave that book closed. We were going to open it back up. When that trailer ended, I said, let's open it back up. And now I can read it. That's right. I have now deciphered all the letters in this book. So pages like this, yeah, I can read that. So I can tell you how I did it a little bit. So I found, one of the most commonly used words, that gave me THE. Now right there, THE. And using THE, I was also able to find, well, Final Fantasy XVI's Mothercrystals. And that gave me a lot more letters and so forth. I found and so on until I was able to decipher the entire alphabet. And now I can read this. So let's read it to you. I'm gonna read this to you, but don't expect any big revelations. There is one page at the end of this video that is very interesting. Now, there's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to spoil the game, I don't think. I mean, once again, these pages were in the trailer being flipped through. I just don't think they accounted for me, the Warrior of Hype, baby. So let's do this. This first page here is about the stone disease that the dominants have that turns their body to stone, and it's called Aetherborn lithiasis. To explain what some of these words mean to you, I will. Lithiasis is the formation of stony concretions, calculi, in the body, most often in the gallbladder or the urinary system, but in Final Fantasy XVI's case, it's all over the body. Also, you're going to notice on this page is, not completely filled in words because the text was blurry, or there's a big shadow casted over it, and it was hard to distinguish what the words were. But just keep that in mind as I go through this. Aetherborn lithiasis, the disease of stone, a man's flesh or something, commonly the something. Concretion comes something over or of corrupt humors after exposure to blank of ether, at which time the flesh whilom grows swarthy. Whilom means like foregoing, and then swarthy is dusty skin, right? So to assess the severity and progress of the disease with frequent scarifying meaning to make shallow incisions on the skin. Whilom with mickle is a large amount. Whilom with slight wean and draw calculus once again, that's the concretion, usually in like hollow organs or ducts. From the affected place from the affected place, period. Should the excrescent be purulent, oh, that's nasty. Purulent actually means containing pus. Ugh. Should the excrescence be purulent, the patient is not to be let blood on a vein, but rather be tended with potions of a perfluent, which means flowing, and not sure, I think maybe attaining, I'm not sure what this is, perfluent and blank nature applied inwardly, with which the senses might be deadened. So basically all of this is just a way to say that this is how they treat the lithiasis, the Aetherborn lithiasis, which is kind of cool. We now have an official name for this disease that the dominants have. Aetherborn lithiasis. That's a revelation that I've discovered, right? So if anything, all the work was worth it for just that. And then you can just think about that purulent excrescence coming out. Pussy skin. Pussy stony skin. But anyways, so let's get on to the next image, which is going to be right here. This one's actually going to be talking about the Bearer's Plight. So I imagine this is the Crystal Bearer's Plight or something like that. Here we go. So between them, yet soon, the peace began to falter as the spread of the blight threatened to destroy their dominions. Most men and women in Valisthea rely on the Mother Crystals to conjure their magics. However, a small number are born with the ability to call, I imagine, upon their power, or the call upon the icons or whatever. And then like talking about how their lot in life is different from others. That's just what I've gotten out of that. So we can move on to the next image, which is going to be talking about the Mother Crystal in general here. So Mother Crystal. Crystal that towers over the realms around them, blessing them with ether. For generations, people flocked to these beacons to take advantage of their blessing, using the ether to conjure magics that let them live lives of comfort and plenty. Great powers grew up around each Mother Crystal, and an I'm so sorry, I don't know if an uncasey piece long. I'm not sure. That might have been like a little blurry, but you get the idea. Let's go to the next one. This one's going to be about the realms, and nothing really too new here, as most of this stuff is on the website itself. So basically, see, you can tell how like blurry some of these words could be, and I wasn't able to decipher them. But basically, I feel like there was something here. Yes. So this is the name of this name pops up again. I think it's Klain, which is going to be the father of Joshua and Clive. But I'll come back to that because there's another page that has his name on it. So they're basically talking about how they don't possess a Mother Crystal. They have to like kind of fight over Drake's breath, which the Iron Kingdom has. So the Holy Empire of Sanbreque got cut off. It's not in the movie, or the trailer, I should say. The Dhalmekian Republic, a nation. Yeah, I couldn't like read. So you can tell that this is in the shadows and blurry. It is located and has a capital. Oh, so the capital is called, and I don't know what the capital is called, because it could be Randola, maybe. It's Mother Crystal, Drake's Fang. This information, other than like religion and who knows what that says, are free to worship the. So it's, from what I got out of that, is that this is kind of like a free state, like a free realm that they're able to live free, basically. The Iron Kingdom is that the island nation situated off the coast of Storm, with its capital at. That was a word that even if I zoomed in on that, I was trying really hard to decipher that, and I just couldn't, because it's probably a word that Final Fantasy 16. It's the name of their capital. So. Oh wait, it's Drake's breath, I think. I don't know, maybe not, but because it goes off of the screen a little bit more. But anyways, Drake's breath sits just within its borders and has a long-standing conflict between the kingdom nation of Rosaria. But we all knew that kind of stuff. And let's move on to the next page. All right, so this one's going to be about the Phoenix attack. So when that page flips over in the trailer, it kind of sits there for a second and then catches on fire. I always kind of wondered what this was all about. So here we go. An Imperial attack on Rosarian forces stationed at Phoenix Gate, weighed under the cover of night in the war. I'm not sure. I think they give the year in the trailer, so that might be numbers, or it's just the war something. Archduke, I say Klain. Now, it was hard to read, but I did say Klain. Klain Rosefeld, killed in the fighting along with somebody else that we don't know about. All right, so we can go into the next page here. Now, this is going to be about Ash, the eastern continent, Ash. All right, so, but for every something, with record of archipelago or atoll. So an archipelago is a group of islands An atoll is a ring-shaped reef, islands formed from coral. So you know that this is right here. This area right here on Ash. This is that ring shaped from, you know, coral or islands, archipelago, or an atoll. So that area there, that's what we're talking about. We can get rid of that again. More return with naught but madness for the blank that lurk in those dark waters are myriad and plenty, I think. But basically saying that in that area in Ash is it drives people to madness for something that lurk in those dark waters. That's pretty cool, huh? All right, so something of cyclopean sea beasts abound. Cyclopean sea beasts abound, but it is fantastical accounts of those broken souls who land on some uncharted spit or strand. A spit being a narrow point of land projecting into the sea, a strand being the land bordering a body of water. That blank, I think only work to bend, nay, warp our common perception of reality, floating cities, men of iron, cannibalism, non-Euclidean, something Morpheus, Morphin time. Sorry, but non-Euclidean means basically like spherical or hyperbolic. And then morphism, I imagine just like transforming and stuff like that. And twisted prophecies spanning something. The terminus? That's all I could get out of that word. But whoa. So it seems like when you get over into the kingdom of Waloed, I would say, and this really ties in with the Norse mythology of this area. This area seems to be heavily tied into Norse mythology, just because of Odin being the icon here. But based on this like description, it really feels like we're going to get ourselves into a very like Viking Age theme going on. This is going to be lots of stories on the sea, and like driving men to madness out here on the atoll and archipelago. So that's really cool. Let's take that down, and we can move on from Ash and go on to another page. But I'm not going to read this page because, in fact, it's literally taken straight from the website. Now here's where here's the big one. All right, so this is the one that I was talking about at the beginning of the video that I think is cool. It's very interesting, so let's go ahead and do it. This is Aetherial Burdens. All right, so here we go. All right, you've been warned on anything like it's not really spoilers. So Aetherial Burdens. This will get your minds working on theories. The blank savior myths of Valisthian oral tradition. Certain commonalities. First, that the world shall one day be remade by the hand of God incarnate. Second, that his coming shall be something by a host of heavenly servants. Third, that the chosen shall flock to said servants to await their master, and thereupon eternal, I want to say life, but as you can see, who can read that? Thereupon eternal something. That the host described here above may refer to the 8 icons. All right, guys. I want to kind of go through this one more time. All right. So basically what it's saying is that the world shall one day be remade by the hand of God incarnate, thus confirming, kind of, the theory that we had in our last video. Kind of confirming that, but it's another thing, the follow up with being led by a host of heavenly servants, which is the icons. Once again, please go back and watch that video that I posted last week. Final Fantasy XVI Paradise Lost, because I said in that video, I said they have halos above their head, which means they're heavenly, and then this freaking book is telling me that they're heavenly servants, and then the hand of God incarnate. Third, that the Chosen, I imagine the Chosen is Clive, because he's able to like obtain the powers of the icons, all of them, without fully transforming into them. So is it the Chosen that shall flock to said servants to await their master, and thereupon eternal something? So moving down here, we kind of just talk about the icons. Garuda, icon of wind, takes the form of a winged beauty. I like how they refer to her as a winged beauty. She looked pretty terrifying to me. Titan, that of a statuesque stone giant. Not for all their grandeur and grace, they are brutish creatures both. So that kind of, flips it on its head, like the juxtaposition there of being like beautiful creatures, but they're brutish. Within the Phoenix's fiery wings is harbored the power of rebirth. There's that word. Since ages past, men have worshipped and adored him for this gift, the promise of life's triumph over death. Good God, this page is crazy. Rama, commander of lightning, symbolizes wisdom, no doubt, inspired by his sage men. Now, there might have been something cut off because you can see this page is being flipped in. So, not sure what was here, but Leviathan commands water to the something in all those who sail the northern seas. There you go. So it seems like Leviathan is going to be in the northern seas, and we talked about the northern seas earlier when we discussed how there's stories being told there of madness. Now the northern seas could be over here by Waloed, or it could be up here in the northern territories. But that's crazy. How do we attain Leviathan? Where do we see Leviathan? Because if Odin is over here in Waloed, are they going to put Leviathan in Waloed as well? I don't know. I don't know about that. So, gosh, what a page. What a freaking page right there. That one kind of had me excited as I was deciphering it. I was like, I've hit gold mine. I've hit a gold mine. All right, and then so at the beginning of the trailer, there are like a quick flip through the book pages, and they go so fast that there's a blur and it's almost impossible to read. But since you're here, I did try. This is the myriad mysteries of the untamed North, and yes, you can tell how hard this is to read. All right, so there are grand swaths of soil in the furthest most of the northern territories, which, despite perpetuous something... Now, this is interesting. We're talking about the moon again, guys. The sun's effluent rules during that stretch of... whatever. The moon? I don't know. I couldn't read that, so it seems like the moon. The moon covers beneath the horizons remain forever. God, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know if that's true, if that's the word moon. I just saw sun up here and I was like, the moon. Bound and rock hard. So forever something bound, because I can see a hyphen, and rock hard. Sorry I said that multiple times. The primitive tribes that wander there, something waste, call the land, man... I tried hard here, but I swear it says WELS, but this letter could be two letters. It could be TJ or it could be B. So it could be TJ Wells or Bwells. I don't know. And they're from rectangular bricks to construct their stout winter, probably houses or something. To most attempts to export something south, painfully unsuccessful. The adamantine, which is like indestructible, some material, whatever this word is, a most ordinary middle, whatever, in a matter of hours upon crossing territorial boundaries. Something could certainly be simply to, you get it, you guys get the idea here. Something's a phenomenon. Sorry I couldn't read these these letters. Yeah. Of ethereal perpetuity. Oh my gosh. Perpetuity have been something in fallen structures prompting something something. Anyways, you guys get it. This was really hard to read. I just kind of wanted to show you. I tried. But yeah, there you go. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think. If you found, found that page, the page before, pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. There you go. All right, guys. You guys take care and have a great day.